day and welcome to Grow with Snow Talk TV. I am Michelle Snow, the career coach, and we're here live in the studio today with some dynamic professionals. I'm always excited to come before you and bring you fresh, new, growing, and thriving talent. But first, let me start off with a little bit of inspiration. Now, this is the early part of the quarter. It's chilly outside, and entrepreneurs are recovering from all of your genius, passion, celebrations, and challenges from the year before. Oftentimes, when it is cold outside, new entrepreneurs, those grassroots professionals, sometimes at the start of the year, you find yourself becoming very frustrated, very lonely, and you're looking at the bills from last year and you're asking yourself, God, how am I going to do this again? I want to give you a couple of tips, because one thing about the start of the new year, there is great opportunity for you to thrive. First and foremost, it is necessary, it is critical that you begin each day in solitude, in prayer and meditation. Oftentimes we stop with the prayer. God, will you? I repent, do this, do that, help me, help me, help me, right? I believe that that's necessary. It is the start. But where we often drop the ball is our meditation time. Prayer and meditate. What are you posturing in your mind? What are you thinking about? What are you believing all day for? It is going to be necessary in your meditation time that it's not a quick 15 minutes where you just visualize your greatness. That throughout the day, you're constantly telling yourself, I am the head and not the tail. I will grow. I am successful. It is mine. I am healing. I am faith. I am joy. I am peace. And as an entrepreneur, the one item that I need you to add to your affirmations, to your mantra, daily, day in and day out, you must confess and believe that you are solutions. You are the answer to the prayer of a sister or a brother right now. Never allow yourself to believe that you don't have enough. I can tell you that I made that mistake. I'll say, oh, not me. I'm not good enough. I don't have enough experience. And I told myself those stories, those lies, one day too long. And here I want to give you the best advice that I didn't give myself, is to see yourself in your greatness now. And with that, we are preparing to speak to a courageous queen who I know is following that protocol. I called her not too long ago to ask her how she was starting her day, and we'll be back in just a moment to hear more. God bless you. Welcome back to Grow with Snow. I'm your talk show host, Michelle Snow, live here in the studio with the one and only. This is Atiya Goldsmith-Irby. Excuse me, I want to get that right. Hold on, let me get that one more time. Atiya Goldsmith-Irby is in the studio with us. Did I get that right this time?
Yes,
all right. Listen, the one thing in entrepreneurship and business is to get people's names correctly. So to all my leaders and professionals today, you are about to experience a very courageous queen who took a leap of faith on her pain and turned it into joy. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you for having me.
It is my pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
So you have got a really sassy, special name to this wonderful dream that you have made an actionable reality. Yes, I did say that.
Yes.
You got that big pause on your face. So why don't we start with, tell us the name of your new organization and what inspired you to take this leap of faith called business?
Oh, wow. I think that I was pushed to it from corporate America, which I'm sure so many other people have been. So one of the initiatives that I have is called Stop Corporate Shenanigans. And so it stemmed from my early experience in corporate America, and just seeing how some of the leaders all sort of led the same way, which wasn't necessarily good for all of its followers. And so I used to play around and I would say, what, did they all go to the same corporate college? And so, that's kind of where it stemmed from. However, it started to be a forum about, I don't want to say complaining, but just sharing our experiences about corporate culture, corporate wellness, all of those different types of things. But it has just turned on, we are now focusing on the total well-being of all employees in the workplace.
Awesome. I mean, first of all, if any of you have had a mother, father, sister, daughter, brother, cousin, someone who has worked in a corporate culture, what we all know is that it can be beautiful.
Yes.
Paycheck comes the 15th and the 30th, right? The desk is there, the trash is out, the lights are on, and the heat is on, right? There's some beautiful things about having the stability of working in corporate culture, but it also has some nuances that make us, that shape us to become the people who we are to serve. Corporate shenanigans. Give me an example of either a crisis or a hardship that you went through that you wanted to help other people to overcome.
So one of the main things that I could remember was, I remember we were doing some reorganization in the department. And so it was me and someone else. And so when I got my new title, it said, let's just say, whatever it said, it had the word assistant behind it. And then the other person, you know, they just had whatever their title was. We did the same exact thing. However, I just dealt with specific countries and they did some others. And I remember going to the new supervisor and I said, who am I assistant? It has assistant here. I said, I'm doing the same exact role as this other young lady. And I think that the title should be equal, and also the pay. So for me, it was a reason for them to pay me less by adding the word assistant to it. And so I believe that was probably one of the first times I had to speak up in corporate and get my just due. So that's where it started at.
And I'm sure a lot of people at home are nodding their heads. Some are raising their hand and probably a little shout. And some are eating some popcorn because we're telling their story.
Right.
And so in this conversation, by no means is this an opportunity to bash or to be anti-corporate culture, because this is where we got made. And this is where a lot of us are working. But if in order to survive, thrive, and to be well, you need to be aware of the corporate shenanigans.
Right.
Which is code for corporate culture.
Yes, exactly.
Organizational behaviors, organizational norms. What's acceptable, celebrated, and necessary for you to understand, so that you can thrive in that environment, right? I want to give you one more moment to just give us one more example. And I believe you shared with me an allergy perfume example in that wellness perspective. Do you remember sharing that with me?
I can't remember, but that's one of the biggest things. That's why the actual main initiative is now the well-being, simply because I'm allergic to everything except for cats and dogs. So that is mold, that is raindrops, that is mice droppings, all of those things. But every time I went to the workplace, perfumes, chemicals in the bathroom, just ventilation within some, a lot of corporations are now using old buildings, so they don't have the proper ventilation. And so I constantly was getting sick. And so that's what had led to the most recent initiative, and that is how to stay healthy in and outside the corporate office. So I'm doing these workshops, whether they in my home or in small venues. And so that is now my main goal, is to focus on the well-being of employees in the corporate workplace.
Well, I'm excited for you. I know that you're going to thrive and do well. There are some supervisors, leaders, and decision makers who are seeking you out, who need what you have to bring team spirit and to bring some unity in the workplace and to help their best assets to thrive. So how can they reach you?
So they can follow me at Stop Corporate Shenanigans on all social media platforms.
Well, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. This is a brand new business, a great new initiative. She's been at some of the top companies in the Philadelphia area, including Philadelphia Gas Works, giving speeches and talks on mental health. This is the one and only Atiya Goldsmith-Irby, founder and proprietor of Corporate Shenanigans. I'm Michelle Snow, here with Grow with Snow, and we'll be right back.